I taste a liquor never brewed. Poet Emily Dickinson. It's a joyful poem celebrating the beauty of nature. The poet imagines being drunk with nature's joy, not with real wine. Emily Dickinson lived most of her life in seclusion, but she saw the world with deep imagination. In this poem, she uses the image of a drunkard to describe pure happiness found in nature. I taste a liquor never brewed, from tankards scooped in pearl. Not all the Frankfurt berries yield such an alcohol. The poet says she drinks a liquor that was never made by human hands. It's a symbol of joy from nature. Even the best wines from the Rhine or Frankfurt cannot match the happiness she feels in the natural world. Inebriate of air am I, and debauchee of dew, reeling through endless summer days from inns of molten blue. The poet feels drunk with the fresh air and morning dew. She enjoys every summer day as if she were drinking from the blue sky. She shows her total joy and freedom in nature. When the landlords turn the drunken bee out of the foxglove's door, when butterflies renounce their drams, I shall, I shall but drink the more. She compares bees and butterflies to little drinkers who sip nectar. When they stop, she says she will go on drinking, meaning her joy in nature never ends. Still, seraphs swing their snowy hats, and saints to windows run to see the little tippler leaning against the sun. The poet imagines angels and saints watching her from heaven as she enjoys nature's beauty. She calls herself a little tippler, happily drunk with sunshine and divine joy. Love for nature, imagination, spiritual joy becomes the theme and message from this poem. These words help us understand the imagery in the poem. Dickinson uses this language of wine and taverns, but she is really talking about spiritual joy and love for nature. In short, Emily Dickinson celebrates life through the beauty of nature. Her imagination turns air, dew, and sunshine into symbols of eternal joy. Now, let us explore the poetic elements used by Emily Dickinson in her beautiful poem, I Taste a Liquor Never Brewed. The poem expresses the poet's deep joy and spiritual intoxication with the beauty of nature. Let us look at the different poetic devices she uses to bring these feelings to life. Dickinson fills the poem with vivid and fresh images from nature. She describes the air and dew as if they were a kind of drink that gives her happiness. When she says, I taste a liquor never brewed, she imagines that the joy of nature is like a heavenly wine that no one can create. Phrases like inebriate of air and debauchee of dew make us see, feel, and almost taste the beauty of summer. This is strong imaginary. This strong imagery helps us share her excitement and love for nature. The entire poem is built on an extended metaphor. Nature's beauty and joy are compared to liquor or alcohol, but not the real one. The poet feels intoxicated by nature, not by wine. This comparison helps us understand how deeply she feels the spiritual pleasure of living close to nature. Dickinson also gives human qualities to non human things. For example, landlords turn the drunken bee out of the foxglove's door. Here, flowers act like inns, and bees are like customers being turned away. This personification adds humor and brings the natural world to life, making it lively and full of personality. There are several examples of the repetition of the same sound at the beginning of nearby words. Listen to the musical sound in Reeling Through Endless Summer Days and Departure of Dew. These repeated sounds create rhythm and make the poem pleasing to hear. The tone of the poem is joyful and playful. It shows the poet's excitement and happiness in being alive and surrounded by nature. The mood is light-hearted and full of celebration, as if the poet is enjoying a never-ending summer of delight. The central theme of the poem is a celebration of nature and spiritual joy. Dickinson shows that real happiness does not come from material things like wine, but from the simple, pure pleasure of experiencing the world around us. It is about being drunk on life itself. To conclude, Emily Dickinson uses imagery, metaphor, personification, and rhythm to express a joyful connection with nature. Through these poetic elements, she shows that the true intoxication of life comes not from alcohol, but from the boundless beauty of nature and the spirit of being alive.